Okay guys, so I am leaving cold plunging right now. I'm heading up towards LA. I'm gonna go stop in and visit some family members, and then I'm gonna just swing by my grandma's house because now the roads are open to really just go see the damage and kind of like pull my mind into reality and just to, I don't want to say it's closure. I hate that word, but it's just kind of like, there's one thing to see things on like TV and see pictures, but to actually be in front of the house, I just think I need to do that for myself just so I can accept what happened, just to really get in my mind that like Altadena is like gone, like the city is destroyed. And I don't know why I need to do this. I don't know, I just feel like that's just something I just need to kind of like close the door on that chapter and to welcome a new chapter in our family's history in that area. So I've been thinking about a lot of the times that we spent at my grandma's house, and my sisters, who definitely have way more memories that they remember, but I just remember sitting out there on the porch and sitting on the steps and playing, and Easter egg hunts, and yeah, a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna go do that mode right now because it's gonna be dirty and gross, and I'm gonna go pick up a hazmat suit just because I want to be extra careful. I am driving the streets from Monrovia to go stop by Home Depot because I just wanted to get one of these cover-ups, hazmat cover-ups. But yeah, it's funny, I'm driving through Monrovia and I'm just like, it's just, you know, it's so cute and you can tell it was like built during a certain era. And I'm like, you know, they're right up against the mountains, just like Altadena used to be. And I'm just like, okay, so this is how it used, like, this was kind of the feel, not completely, but kind of like the feel. I'm gonna go back into reality with, okay, so this is what our town doesn't look like anymore. It's just something psychological I just have to do for myself, is just to go see my grandma's property and just make peace with it, I guess. Thank the house for 100 years of just being there for not only our family, but probably a couple families before our family moved in the 60s. Say thanks. But there's honestly like some of the most beautiful homes that you'll ever see. Pasadena, Sierra Madre, Monrovia has some cute homes too. Arcadia, Alhambra has cute homes. But like Altadena was very unique. It's a shame that we lost so many of these old homes because they're just not like the new homes. They have character, they have their own history and story behind them. Come with me and we're gonna push through and get this done. Welcome to Emerson Way. Over here, this is calm. All the homes over here that I grew up seeing are gone. All the homes in Emerson Way are gone. Some of the homes have already been inspected, and they have these signs in the front, inspected by the EPA. Our home has not been completed, and so I think they stopped on this side and they're coming over to our neighbor's home as well. Look at the mountains, they're so pretty. Okay, so this is Grandma's house, which there's nothing left. We can't salvage anything. So this is a driveway. We used to have a carport over this, and then as you can see, it collapsed. And then we have the famous stairs, the porch over here, which I think the base of the porch is still there. It's just buried. It'd be kind of cool if we can keep that. And that's the fireplace. And then our grandma's room was way in the back of the house. This car is right here. That's my dad's car, the orange bug. And you can still kind of tell it's orange, which is kind of cool. The front of the house had like a little sunroom. At least to me, it was like a sunroom, which is right in front. This house is kind of weird because it actually was facing south. And so you had all the utilities facing the street, which I always thought was weird since I was a kid. Then we had like a little garage in the back. Our neighbors behind the house, their house made it. We don't know how, but we're happy for them. And let's see what else we got. And the kitchen was on that side. in the house. Yeah, so the front door faced south. And then here's this tree that has been here my whole life. I don't know if it's gonna make it. Look like it got pretty toasted. And that's not on our property line, it's actually on the neighbors beside us. This is a neighborhood we all grew up in, always had these mountains behind us that we loved so much. And all of our poor neighbors lost their homes too, which sucks. We have 2 streets north is my other cousin's house on Las Flores. That one's gone as well. And then we have 2 homes to my other cousin who's on Altadena Drive, and she also lost her home as well. Whew. There are little things that I remember from my childhood. Number 1 was the steps, and then number 2, we always had these, there was like 3 cables on the house that stretched out. I don't know if they were power or maybe cable. And so here's one of them right here. And we always had weird grass. So like this part, I think we used to have like maybe roses. I gotta ask my sister. But then we pulled those up, and then we have plants right up against the house. And then those are gone, but the grass is always kind of weird. And then just looking at the pictures on the website, I thought that all the grass was gone, but amazingly the grass is still kind of sort of here. And we have a lot of asbestos because this house is really old, built in 1920. And we know that we don't have anything that we can salvage. There's just no way. We already know that. That's the gate that used to lead to the back. And then the room, there's a room right there that used to be my uncle's room. When he was alive, that was his room, our Uncle Glenn. We have a lot of nails and stuff from the carport falling. Our driveway has always been jacked. For as long as I've been alive, it's always had issues, so that's nothing new. Yeah, we used to have Easter egg hunts here. We would come every Christmas. When our aunts and uncles started to die, this is where we would come together. I really wanted to go visit my grandparents' grave. They're buried on Mountain View Cemetery, but I know they're closed still because some of their buildings got burned down. It's just been it's really sporadic how the fire came through the neighborhood. It's really weird. Some homes that you'd think were gone, they're still there. And then for some reason, we never imagined that our grandma's house, we never imagined that this could happen. This is crazy. We thought for sure, like our cousin that's 2 streets up, we're like, okay, maybe. Our other cousin on Altadena Drive, we said, yes, we're pretty sure that one's gone. But we never thought our grandma's house would go down. So this is a tough one because this is the family house. This is where we gathered in good times and bad times. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I still see a barbecue pit back there. I see a hitch. I didn't know we had some type of hitch back there. I don't know who that belongs to. Probably I feel like it's like my Uncle Otis or something. That was his, maybe. I remember this meter. This meter's been here forever. And we always used to hang out outside of the house. I remember when my Aunt Carolyn died, we came here and we had her like reception after the funeral. And all of our cousins, we all came outside and we just hung out in front of the house after we ate and stuff. It was great. A lot of memories. A lot of memories. So as you can see, I'm masked up. And, you know, I think I was okay until I drove in to town. And then I started seeing all of the burned homes. And that's when I just almost lost it. So it's just really weird how the fire came through. I don't even understand it. But it's not for us to understand. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of heavy breathing and sighing and just trying not to freak out. The one thing that's funny about this house, and I always remember since I was a kid, was the fact that this curb was so high. And when I started driving, I was always hitting the curb. and I was always aware of it. So it's funny. Now it doesn't look so tall anymore, which is sad. Yeah, and it's just really sad to see the condition of the mountains, you know, Eaton Canyon. This is something that I was always really proud of when we would come up to visit my grandma, was, you know, being so close to the canyon. I don't know. It's a lot, but yeah. I don't think there's a whole lot that we can do here. Our neighbors are going through their house too and had some really nice words to say, and so they're going to rebuild. So yeah, it's crazy. There's some things on the back of the house that I don't remember, but I do remember that there's a portion of the house, you probably can't see it, it's a crawl space underneath the house. And there's a funny story because my uncle, who has special needs, he was very mischievous. Like, he fell into the little crawl space part, and he broke his leg. So I'm sure that's still there. It's just probably underneath a bunch of stuff. It's a lot. It's a lot. So unfortunately, the whole neighborhood's gone. And one of the things that the county has been saying is that they have already come through and did phase 1 of removing like the hazardous material. And that's not accurate, because I just looked over at the neighbors next to us and they have propane tanks and stuff over there. So I don't know if they were empty, but they were marked, so I'm assuming so, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it sucks though. Yeah, all the homes. I just never would have ever imagined that this street in particular, like, look how far we are from the mountains. Like, we're close, but we're not that far. You know what? We don't have a red tag on our house. It's weird. Like, these neighbors, they have a red tag on their house. Ours, it doesn't. So I don't know if they've searched it yet. There's a street right up here called Poppy Fields. I think most of those homes are gone too. It's just, this is hard, man. This is hard. Trip though that our neighbors behind us, that their house didn't burn down. Like, I don't get it. Yeah. Our neighbors were telling us that he was you know, outside cutting out the branches like 2 weeks before the fire came through, because my cousin needed it done for the insurance. So thank God he worked on that a little bit. But I think our neighbors on the left, it wouldn't have mattered because they had a huge, I don't even know what kind of tree this is, a pine tree or what. You can see the wires running. This house is really old. We have a lot of nails. And this is one of the rooms. This is one of the bedrooms here. And I think that's the AC unit on the house, I think. The kitchen was over there. I think I see some chairs from the kitchen. Let me see. Been in that kitchen many a times. Oh, this is the thing. Okay, so this is the thing that my uncle, this thing right here, that's the thing that he fell into and broke his leg. That's funny. That's my dad's bug. And that was on the house. These poles are also on the house. And this is our beautiful fireplace still. At least that's hanging tough. Glass from the front windows being blown out from the heat. Again, you guys are seeing a whole lot of glass. Just thank God that my grandma and my uncle weren't alive and living here at the time. That would have been horrible, not being able to get up here and get them out. But you guys can see the footprint of the house. I remember my grandma and her the last party we had before she died, and how special it was because she was actually out of her room, out of her bed. I was able to enjoy it. The orange bug, I'm the person that has the hardest time with the orange bug being burned because I really wanted the orange bug to be my car. That's actually my dad's car, and that's been up here for at least 20 years. I'm not sure what this thing, it could be. I don't remember. I'm assuming we had like washer and dryer up here. I can't remember. That was a room I never really went into. It was the washer and dryer. Remember all these years of coming up here with my dad and driving by all those homes, and if you look all the way down the street, all those homes are gone. I have never thought I would ever see something like this happen. I feared that it would happen, but I never could have imagined that this would happen to this little house that's been here forever. These are mountains I grew up with. That's the thing I missed about living in San Diego, is that we don't, at least where I live, you don't see the mountains very often. So yeah, just nothing but destruction all around, and it sucks. This is just a nice, simple, quiet neighborhood. Now, I don't know if you guys can make out this, but these are the power lines that I have seen up here my whole entire life, all up and down the mountain. Okay? Southern California Edison is claiming that their equipment didn't start this fire. That's BS. They have been up in these mountains for as long as I've been alive, and probably even before that. So I know that it's like there's just no other rhyme or reason. So our poor little beautiful hills are just scarred. Mountains scarred. Gonna be scarred for a really long time. And this has always been like a quiet neighborhood. It's just like, it's eerie because like all the wonderful families that lived up here, a lot of generational families, like our family that have been here for 60 plus years, and the home stays in the family, and you just keep passing the house down after, you know, the elders die. And all of these families are gone, you know. I hope that everyone in the neighborhood comes back and they rebuild. It's just, it would just be sad to lose all of these amazing people that live up here. This is a special town, and I've been blessed enough to be a part of it for my whole life, and being able to spend time at all my cousins' houses and visiting my aunts. Everybody lives at least 2 or 3 blocks from one another, and somebody else has a home, and then you go to their house. Christmas is here. Right now there's a whole lot of equipment. They're trying to restore power to the people whose homes that did survive. And amazingly, there are quite a bit of homes that did survive that I didn't think did, and that were closer to Eaton Canyon, and they're still there. But then you would drive down, and then there would be like 2 other homes that were completely burned down. I really wanted to go up to PHS, which is Altadena High School. I spent a lot of time there when I was a kid with my dad. And it's just beautiful up there. Their school's totally fine. I don't know how, but their school's fine. One of the other neighbors up the street, their house is still here too. It's just the weirdest thing. It's like this cute little blue house. I mean, this is like the perfect place. We got palm trees, beautiful sunsets. We're on a mountain. If you get on the rainbow and you look down, you can see all the way down on a clear day. You can see all the way down to Long Beach. Yeah, it's a lot. This is a lot. I don't even know where to begin. I don't know how everything's going to happen, but, you know, the relatives who are, you know, the main managers for the house, that I know that they are going to figure it out and, you know, get us going on a rebuild. But I don't know. I don't know if anybody else has come up to the house and actually been on the property yet. I wanted to come out here myself to see it. And my dad hasn't come to the house yet. That's the deal. So he's been through the city. He's seen my cousin's house, but my sister did not bring him up here yet. And that's probably something that's going to be hard. And Dad's got a lot of memory issues and stuff, so even if she does bring him up here, I don't think he's going to remember. And we're going to have to remind him. But yeah, I ended up switching out my N95 mask to this because, you know, it does have a strong smell of, like, chemical-y smell. So my hands start to feel irritated too, so I put my gloves on just as a precaution. But, you know, if you guys are one of the people who are working in your burned out homes and stuff, you guys got to come, like, mask up, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really important. I should have my hood on and I don't. I think we're all just kind of just taking the house with a loss, everything in it, all of our heirlooms and stuff that were still here, we're taking it as a loss. And just gonna have to start new things. But you know, this home is really special to all of us. And every time I came, you know, I'd come home. You know, I visit my parents, or I come for Christmas. We always have Christmas in Altadena. We'll come up here and visit everybody, and those are good times, man. So, you know, I'm trying to stay positive and just realize that, hey, you know, we will be back. We're going to rebuild. We're all coming back. It's just going to take some time. And just hoping all of the neighbors stay strong and don't sell to outsiders so that we can retain the neighborhood. So, yeah. I'm going to go visit my aunt on the other opposite side of town in Altadena. And then I'm going to go visit my cousin Sue and visit her and just check on them. So lost their home. Thank you guys to anybody who donated to her GoFundMe for Sue and AJ. If you did, thank you guys so much for just being generous and kind and helping them through a really difficult time. Guys, for supporting my family as we get through this. And we're some of the lucky family that have support already here in town, places for people to go, but there's still so much that our whole community needs. And so you guys can keep, you know, everybody in your prayers and make donations. In particular, look for the verified GoFundMe. We're still raising money for Sue and AJ. So I haven't checked it this week. I think we were at 11,000, and we're trying to do more. Oh, above me, I see a drone. That's buzzing. It's not my drone, because I don't know how to drive it. But, yeah. That's kind of how it is. There's definitely a lot of look-throughs that are driving through, coming up Altadena Drive, which is really annoying. And frustrating, because I just wanted to get here and see the house before it got too dark. So, you know, honestly, like, if you're not family, and coming to help a family member, to like please not come out into Altadena right now. It's still a mess. It's going to be a mess for a while, and just out of respect for everyone who's going through a hard time, to give them their space. You can offer your help, but there's a lot of families who are still hurting right now, and they're going to be hurting for a long time. If you can help donate to families that need it, in particular family members with special needs, that could be special needs. There goes a generator. Special needs can be intellectual disabilities, autism, but don't forget also blind and deaf. There's so many disabilities out there. So remember those families as well, because you know, I have to text her, and then I'm going to go see my aunt, and then I'm going to head home. I need to wash up, and I'm going to get out of here before dark. That was my main thing, is just make sure you get out of here before dark. Yeah, no. The thing that sucks about this whole thing is, like, you're driving down the neighborhood. I was driving with a purpose. My whole purpose was to be here. That was another reason why I didn't like record on the way in, is just because of respect for people and their families and stuff. Like, I just recorded our property, you know, and of course our neighbor. Try to do it in a respectful way, but I mean, there's people driving through the neighborhood and they have no reason to be here. They're just going and they're surveying and they're being looky-loos and they're bringing their kids, and that part's not cool. And I can understand why people would be getting upset or worried about people coming in and kind of looting what they have left. And that sucks, and that's not cool at all. So anyways, debris, nails, stuff all over the way. The house here, we don't have anything on our house that says it's been completely cleared. Other than we have I think it's a white nail, I don't even know. But for sure our property hasn't been completely cleaned up and looked at by the EPA. Anyways, I'm gonna get going. On a couple of the streets, they still have the National Guard that's standing there and they're watching and stuff. Throughout, despite all the wind that we had, the power poles are still up. I think one did come down and they fixed it. But I'm like, this whole neighborhood's gone, so it's kind of like pointless for them to come here and be doing power stuff. But it's just super rude, super rude, and I don't like rudeness. So anyways, I'm gonna see if my cousin's around, and then if she's around, I'm gonna go to their house, check on them, and see if they need, I know they need a lot, but see if there's anything that can be of help with. And then my aunt. You guys, I just drove down the street. I came up a different way up Marengo, and like the whole neighborhood, like not just my grandma's neighborhood, it's both sides off of Marengo are gone, guys. This is so crazy. I'm not going to show you guys images just because I'm trying to be respectful. I'm heading out to my aunt's house, and yeah, the whole neighborhood's gone. I mean, this is at least a couple blocks that homes are completely destroyed. And like every now and then you'll come across someone's house and everything's fine, and then you'll go, oh, Pasadena World School, yeah, that kind of makes sense, because their school burned down, and her grandma's house is like a street or two up from there. Left onto North Fair Oaks Avenue. So anyways, you know, if you are thinking of coming up here and you're not family of people who have lost their home, please don't do it, because it's really hard enough anyways. People are just trying to salvage what they can. They need to have some peace to be able to do that. And also, like I mentioned, there's nails everywhere. It's just incredible the amount of destruction that there is. Seriously? It's like you just, it's insane. I mean, these are the streets that we would drive down growing up that had like businesses and stores and things like that, and everything's gone. A couple of the buildings did make it, which is great, but a lot of them didn't. I think the funeral home that they typically do a family funeral, their funeral home burned down as well. It sucks, but it's like these are people that we are familiar with. These are people that have helped their family. You know, it's just everyone's impacted. So we all lived really close to each other. A lot of the businesses up near my grandma's house, those are all gone. Coming into the south part of the town, and a lot of people, you know, they're walking around and doing what they need to do. My other aunt, she lives like 1.5 miles, 2 miles away. So luckily these neighborhoods down here look like they're okay. And a lot of the businesses and grocery stores and things that they used to go to, those are gone. And they're going on with life, but there's a lot of families that are not doing so hot. You know, a lot of churches burned down. That's a lot of their community. So that's the sad part, is that this area, this community is so special. Everybody knew each other. It was like cheers. So-and-so's dad or your grandma knew so-and-so's grandma. They used to go to school together. That's just the way it is up here. And, you know, growing up, I just thought, like, this is the way everybody's town is. But it's not. That our family's okay, though. That they're safe. That's where my mom went to school. Beautiful old school. Oh, my God. It's just gorgeous. Gorgeous school. Yeah, that's kind of life right now. And it's just sad. It's just so sad. So I just want to wrap up this video today. This is like the hardest video I think I've done today. I mean, I've done some pretty raw videos. Going up and seeing my grandma's house, the way that it, like, that the house is gone. I mean, just was super overwhelming. I'm grateful I had an opportunity to go up there and go see the house, or what's left of the house. But yeah, I came home. I went and I visited my cousins who lost their homes, or at least one of them. And, you know, they're doing the best they can right now. But of course, they're just overwhelmed and not knowing what to do next. And so I totally understand that. You know, the impact, you know, there's this deeply personal, but, you know, to just see this happening to so many people, like, you know, good people in the community, it's just really, really, really sad. And I was distressed even before I got there. But like once I drove through this town, I came up the backside into Altadena from Monrovia, and, you know, coming through, and you go by the Eaton Canyon golf course. I think that's the golf course over there. And, you know, you see a couple of burned trees, and you're just like, oh, you know, like this is going to start. And you go further in, and then once you hit like welcome to Altadena, there's a sign that says that. And then you just start seeing the rows and rows of homes that are burned. And it's just really super overwhelming. And, you know, streets I drove down with my dad when I was a kid, streets I drove down with my dad when I was like 15, learning how to drive. and just kind of cruising throughout all those neighborhoods and the big charming trees and like the beautiful homes. Like they had so many different architectured homes. They had craftsman style, Spanish style homes. So to wrap up this video, if you haven't already, I'm gonna link my cousin's GoFundMe to if you haven't had a chance to donate. If you did, thank you guys so much for supporting our family through this really, really horrible time for them. And then lastly, did want to mention, I probably will link a video. One of my cousins did an interview with KCAL News in Los Angeles, and unfortunately her husband, his mom died in a fire, and so he was sharing his story, but then she also shared a little bit about my family and spoke a little bit about our grandmother. And so we had this little piece that we were able to share about our family. That was really special to me, that how important the community is for everyone. And we're not the only family that has that legacy story. There are like, you know, hundreds of other families just like ours. So I'll link that one as well, so you guys can learn a little bit about my family. Two grandmothers who were single moms raising kids. And, you know, my grandmother had 10 children, which is insane, and moved all the kids out from Arkansas. That's where our family is originally from, and moved them all to California one at a time, and just worked her butt off to get all the kids out here, and worked hard to get that home. And so it's so I have that hardworking and determined spirit in my blood. And so in whatever I can do to help uplift our family, or whatever way I can help, that's what I plan to do. So anyways, I can go on about this, but I won't. Make sure to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys next week for another video.